Hi guys, I hope you are doing good, and guys, welcome back to our channel. I hope that all of you are safe and sound, and most importantly healthy wherever you are. So guys, I've got a lot of emails from our subscribers that they are done with their PR process and they wanted to come to Canada to start their residency period. And some of the emails also were asking that they have already done their soft landing and they were planning to come to settle in Canada permanently this year. But because of this COVID-19 pandemic, everything has gone for a toss. So in this video, we will be talking about various things that you need to do at this point, and if it is absolutely essential for you all to travel to Canada, then what you can expect in Canada and also at the port of entry. We will discuss everything in this particular video. So without further ado, let's directly jump into the topic. Now the main question is, who can enter Canada? Number 1, Canadian citizens. Number 2, Canadian permanent residents. Number 3, immediate family members of citizens or PR are allowed to enter Canada. Number 4, those permanent residents who are making their initial first landing in Canada, whose application has been approved before 16th of March 2020, temporary foreign workers, and international students whose application was approved before March 18th, 2020. So guys, when I told that PR applicants whose application was approved before 16th March 2020 means only those applicants who have got their passport stamped and they have received the COPR documents before 16th March 2020. Only those people are allowed to enter Canada at this point in time. But also guys, if you have got sufficient time until your visa, the single entry immigrant visa, is expired, if you have sufficient time, then you might as well think of postponing your entry to Canada. Say for example, your single entry immigrant visa is valid only for 1 year from the date of your medicals. So if suppose your medicals was done and you received PPR within 3 months time, you still have 9 months time left in order to make that first entry to Canada. So if you have that kind of time, I would suggest you all to postpone your trip for another 5-6 months and come only when you have like 1 or 2 months left. This is because it will allow you to settle in Canada when things are more normal. Things are quite unpredictable at this point in time. So if at all it is possible, I would request you all to please postpone your trip to a further date. And for those of my friends who do not have this kind of time left, I mean that medicals was done and it took probably 7-8 months to get their PPR. So for those people, you have only 3 or 4 months left. So guys, there is a web form whose link I will be giving in the description box. I would request you all to please post your situation to that web form and wait for guidance from IRCC. Maybe they will extend you considering your situation, or they may even not extend. So if at all it is not getting extended, then you can definitely opt for soft landing for now. Come to Canada, stay for few days and then head off to your home country again. You can even think of settling, but again it all depends on how the situation goes from now on. At this point, only 4 international Canadian airports are open for international travel. Those are Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, and Vancouver. Now when you arrive in Canada, it is expected that you will be giving your basic information using the travel contact information form, either by ArriveCAN mobile app, either by the web form, or either by the paper-based form at the port of entry. In addition to that, you will also need to undergo screening in order to assess your symptoms. Now comes the most important part, quarantine rules for incoming travelers. So my dear friends, each traveler coming to Canada, irrespective of whether they have symptoms of COVID-19 or whether they don't have, must compulsorily undergo a 14-day quarantine period. Now each traveler must confirm that they have a place to stay where they can self-isolate themselves for the next 14 days. They are not in touch with any elderly people, those who are aged 65 or above, or those with having underlying medical conditions. And third, the place where they self-isolate must have access to the basic amenities like food, medication, and water. And also no entertainment to any guests, so they are not supposed to meet anyone. and they are directly supposed to go to self-isolation the moment they leave from the airport. So now what about those people who don't have a place to self-isolate? So my friends, in that case, the Chief Medical Officer of Canada will designate a place for you to self-isolate for next 14 days, and it is expected by you that you will be following their instructions and going to that place in order to isolate for the coming 14 days. If you are a Canadian citizen or a Canadian permanent resident, and if you have symptoms of COVID-19, then you may not be allowed entry on an aircraft to Canada, but you may still enter Canada by land, rail or sea. So guys, I am again repeating you, if you are a Canadian citizen or a Canadian PR, and if you have symptoms of COVID-19, then you are still allowed to enter Canada through land, sea or by rail, and you will be given immediate medical assistance the moment you arrive in Canada. But guys, if you are not a Canadian citizen or a Canadian PR, and if you have symptoms of COVID-19, then you are not supposed to enter Canada through any means at all. This facility is given only for Canadian citizens and Canadian permanent residents. Now my friends, there is a possibility that when you arrived in Canada, you did not have any symptoms of COVID-19, but when you were undergoing self-isolation for 14 days, you started getting some symptoms. And if that happens, it is expected that you call your medical health authority or your public health agencies immediately and describe your symptoms to them. Also tell them about your travel history, and meanwhile you can also prepare a list of people with whom you have interacted. Guys, this is important for contact tracing as it helps to contain if in case there is an outbreak. In addition to that, it is also expected that you will be extending your quarantine for another 14 days from the start of the symptoms. So my dear friends, whenever you are under quarantine, it is expected that you will not be stepping out of the facility for a period of 14 days, and if at all you have to step out, it has to be for a medical emergency only. You are not expected to entertain any visitors, friends, relatives, no one at all. And also guys, you are not supposed to attend any school or any work or anything as such. So this is especially true for those of my friends who are coming to Canada for higher studies. If you come at the very last minute before your school start, it is highly possible that you may miss your orientation or even few of your classes as such. So it is expected that you will be coming to Canada keeping at least 3 weeks buffer until your school start time, so that your 2 weeks goes for quarantine and you have still 1 week left to get ready for your upcoming term. So guys, there are few changes that has been introduced at the Toronto Pearson International Airport starting from 1st June 2020, and that is, number 1, you should always be wearing a face mask whenever you are inside the terminal premises. Number 2, meters and greeters are not permitted inside the terminal. You should be standing outside the terminal building. Say for example, if you have come to drop off your friend or relative at the airport, then you are not permitted inside the terminal premises. Similarly, if you have come to receive your friend or relative, you should be standing outside the terminal and not at the waiting area. And also my dear friends, it is expected that all the incoming travelers, once they are done with their immigration, once they have got their security done, once they have got all their luggage from the carousel, it is expected that they will be leaving the terminal building immediately without getting in touch with anyone else. And now my dear friends, let's discuss the summary of whatever things we went through so far. So number 1, if it is possible for you to postpone your trip to Canada, please do so. Number 2, if it is essential for you to travel to Canada because of your COPR document validity, then I would first request you all to get in touch with IRCC through web form and request them for an extension. If you are given an extension, it is well and good for you. However, if you are not given an extension, then be prepared to come for a soft landing. If given a chance between soft landing and hard landing, I would suggest do a soft landing now at this point in time and think for hard landing maybe at a future date, because this time it is not right to do hard landing because of the job scenarios and lockdown everywhere. So it's not the right time to do a hard landing at this point in time. And guys, finally the third point is quarantine is very essential irrespective of whether you have symptoms or you don't have symptoms, or you are asymptomatic to COVID-19, irrespective of anything, you have to go quarantine and self-isolation for 14 days compulsorily, and it's a mandatory step. You cannot skip it. Finally guys, I would like to say that I am done with this particular video. I hope you like the contents of it, and if you really do, please do like, comment and subscribe. I hope that all the information which I gave is valuable to you all, and please be safe, be healthy and take care guys. Goodbye.